Welcome back to the Late for Load-In podcast. I'm Chris. I'm here with my co-host Josh, and on this week's episode, we have a New England legend, Mr. Scott Lee, promoter and manager and founder of the New England Metal and Hardcore Festival.
And Sound Rink and Downright Merch and this and that.
The guy's kind of had his hand in basically every piece of the industry that you could ever be a part of.
My good buddy, like I like to call him, Lee Scott, is a music industry mogul.
Yes, that is the perfect way to put it. Yeah, but Scott was involved very early on with the metal and hardcore, punk, whatever scene, alternative music scene, I guess you could say, underground music scene, maybe in the New England area from a very early time. I mean, he's been working with the Hate Breeds and the Shadows Falls and
Since
the Kill Switches.
Conception of them.
Right, basically. And so he is like ground floor of like all of the lore that is the New England heavy music scene. And
not even just that though, because realistically, him and John Peters are the ones that really, I not physically built, but hypothetically built the Worcester Palladium. I mean, listen, he talks in the very beginning of the episode, he talks about his experience with Prince. I mean, come on. I mean, that's one of the like musical icons of
the world.
Century.
Right.
I mean, right? A century, 100 years? I think that's 100,
yes, it
right?
is.
Yeah, like they got to be, he's got to be a musical icon of the last century.
Yeah, I mean, and he will be until the end of time.
Right.
Scott hitting us right off the top with the story about Prince was not how I expected this episode to go, but it was a super cool story nonetheless.
Calm down, Lee Scott. It's all downhill from there. So I mean, shit.
Way to blow your load right at the top.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Jesus.
But anyway, yeah. So this is we did this with Scott, like leading up to this year's edition of the New England Metal and Hardcore Festival, which is actually this weekend, the week that this episode is coming out.
Yeah.
And it was a super funny one, insightful one. Scott, like I said, has been around and he's been doing this for a long time. So, he really knows what he's talking about. He's worked with basically everyone you can think of in some sort of capacity. And it was an honor to have him on the show. So
what an awesome dude. He looks scary, but man, he's just a giant teddy bear.
Teddy bear.
I remember the first time I went to meet him. We talk about this briefly. Me and Josh James were haggling him because we didn't want to pay merch cut, and I was terrified walking into the room. And then after that, it was like, all right, this is a guy. He's just let me just give him a hug,
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's a promoter, right? Or at least was a promoter. I don't know that he really dabbles too much into that side anymore.
He's the best.
But he was, he's an artist first promoter, if that makes sense. He's the coolest, and it was an honor to have him on. And I hope you guys enjoy this week's episode with Mr. Scott Lee. This episode of Late for Load-In is brought to you by Rockabilia.com, your go-to destination for 100% official band merchandise. No bootlegs, no cheap knockoffs, just authentic gear straight from the bands you love. From metal and punk to classic rock and beyond, Rockabilia has over 500,000 items in stock. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, patches, and even rare, hard-to-find collectibles. If you're looking for something exclusive, Rockabilia drops brand new limited edition merch every month. So if you see something you like, grab it before it's gone. And in fact, we just placed an order for some new merch ourselves. I picked up a very, very cool Linkin Park Meteora hoodie. Josh, did you grab something?
Yeah, I grabbed a couple things. I got a super limited Eminem tour shirt, and then what you mentioned not missing out. I saw a Meatloaf tour shirt from 2005 that I really, really wanted. Unfortunately, I didn't have my size, so I missed out on that one.
Well, there you have it. Don't wait. Our friends at Rockabilia are hooking up Late for Load-In listeners with 10% off when you use code LOAD at checkout. So if your band tee collection needs a refresh and you want to support the artists who make the music we love, hit up rockabilia.com, load up your cart, and drop in code LOAD, LOAD, for that sweet discount. Now let's roll today's show. Scott Lee, welcome to the Late for Load-In podcast. Thanks for being here, man.
Sorry I was late for loading.
My good buddy Lee Scott. My good buddy Lee Scott.
Lee Scott. How you been, man?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Living the dream.
What is one show people still bring up to you years and years later?
There's a couple have heart outside of the Palladium.
When was that?
3 years ago.
2019, right?
Yeah, 2019.
I
And
think it happened around the same time we did the Shrine Show. I believe.
That was a
yes,
reunion
that was
thing?
6 months
Yep.
later. Shrine was 6 months later. Meshuggah Metal Fest, the first year they played Metal Fest.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great. It's funny because we've done a lot of great shows at the Palladium. We did fucking Prince there. It was awesome.
That's crazy.
That's the greatest fucking show ever.
When the hell was that one?
Oh, dude, this was like 98. It was
That's
maybe,
crazy.
yeah, maybe actually 2001, I think it was. I got to look it up, but
Was he just doing like a run of underplay shows or something?
yeah, dude, it was fucking crazy. They sold the tickets. They had like a ticketing company come in. They rented the venue. It was like, there's no marketing. There's no nothing. This is what we need to do. We just need your venue. They sold the tickets themselves. It sold out in literally an hour and a half. People just lined up. And then there was like ticketing places people could go to, blah, blah, blah. But you couldn't buy it online. You had to go there physically so they could hold down scalpers and everything like that. It was great. Then the day of show, advancing the show, it was pretty like lackadaisical, I'd say. It wasn't like, Josh advancing, like, putting on topper or anything. But it was like, it was like, yeah, man, we're going to be there probably like 1 o'clock and our truck will be there. I'm like, well, do you need anything? They're like, yeah, we need a caterer for 20 people, blah blah blah. No meat substances whatsoever. And actually, the biggest thing is there meat vendors around your venue. I'm like, yeah, there's a sausage cart out front. Can you please ask him to go across the street? We don't want the smell of meat around anything. I'm like, you want me to ask the sausage guy who gives me free sausages to go across the street and print shop? He's like, yeah, please, we would like that a lot. Like, all right. That was a great conversation. Then they basically this rider truck shows up, and then there's a bus that shows up with all the cast members and musicians and everything like that. And we're like, cool, this is awesome. What time is Prince showing up? The production manager's there. He'll show up in a little while. Blah blah blah. And then there was like, I think it was like 9 limos pulled up. And this dude walks in, he gets out of his car, walks up and he's wearing a bow tie and a suit. And I look down the street, like from the load-in dock, I look down the street and I see all these limos and I see these dudes just standing there like this. And it was these gentlemen from the Nation of Islam. And he goes, hello, Mr. Lee. My name is brother such and such. I'm the head of Prince's security. We're going to do a walkthrough of the whole building before Prince comes here. Is that a problem?
Crazy.
And I'm like, no, you do your thing. Do whatever you got to do. So they did this, and then they're like, thank you so much. Is your head of security here? I'm like, yes. And introduce them, like, cool. There's going to be some situations where we take over stuff and we do things. We're going to put somebody at catering. We're going to put somebody here. And we're like, you're fucking Prince. Do whatever you want. We don't give a shit. Fuck you. So then this other limo pulls up, and there's another Nation of Islam guy with Prince, and there's 2 of them. And I'm like, all right, cool. So Prince is in the building. I don't know where he is. I saw him walk in. He was short, very short. And I was like, fuck, man. All right, I gotta go take a piss. So if you've been to the Palladium upstairs restrooms, the bathrooms, you walk the top of the stairs, bathrooms right there. Well, the bathroom, I went and took a leak and came out, and the door was stuck. So I kicked the door to like open it, and it went whoa, 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 right into Prince. And I hit Prince with the door. And I'm like, I'm not late. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And like, Nation of Islam dude's like 6'9". He's like, I'm like, fuck, he's going to beat me up. This is going to be bad. What is going on? And Prince was so nice. He's like, hey, can you show me where catering is? I got to get a bite to eat. And I'm like, you want to get on my back? I'll bring you there. I don't give a shit. So I brought him up there. Not on my back, but I showed him. And I came back down, and there was only like 2 of us allowed on stage, backstage the whole night, and all this stuff. And we're sitting there, and I'm watching the band play, and like they beautiful organ, like it was a purple tint, clear organ, all this shit. And this dude Takumi was the guitar tech. I think that's his name. And he set up behind the barricade in front, so he could throw guitars up to Prince and catch her. It was really kind of a cool thing. So I'm sitting there talking to one of the guys back, and all of a sudden I hear the band playing, and all of a sudden I look to my right, and it's Prince just standing there, and nobody noticed him. And I'm like, and he just went, and everybody stopped, and he walked out, and he's like, you there? And he goes, and to go and put a guitar on him, he's like, all right, here we go. And it's went into a song, and I'm like, whoa, that was cool as fuck. This is great. This is Prince. And he stops playing and he tells his production manager, come over here, looks at the barricades, let's get it out of here. He's like, oh, wait, you don't want a barricade. Prince doesn't want a barricade. He's like, no, Takumi's like, what do you want me to do? And he's like, we'll build you a little barricade, but everything else is no barricade. I'm like, so Prince was punk rock as fuck, didn't want a barricade.
Yeah, I was about to say he's more punk rock than most metal bands these days.
That's my Prince story.
That's awesome.
That is not what I expected to hear you say about a show at all on this. That's crazy.
At all.
That was like the greatest show I think we ever did at the Palladium. I mean, we did Rat Dog shows, Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead. We did Bob Dylan used to love to rehearse at the Palladium, and they would do a show. He rehearsed for a week and then do a Saturday night show. And I got to watch Bob Dylan sit there. I was out there one night in the balcony and watched Bob Dylan rehearse. That was pretty
amazing.
Yeah. Alice in Chains rehearsed there one time too. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome. There's like a lot of cool shit, just going through the building. Yeah, this is fucking a crazy story. So we're doing a show with Cake, the band Cake, and Gogo Bordello is opening up for them. And I'm like, this is cool. This will be fun. So I walked out that legendary Loadin Palladium door, and I looked to my right, and it's fucking Frodo Baggins. What's his face? From Lord of the Rings. I can't remember his name.
I can't think of his name right now either. It'll come to me in a minute.
I want to say Daniel Day-Lewis, but it's not. But anyways, and I'm like, I looked to my, and he was sitting there smoking a cigarette, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing here, man? He's like, oh, my girlfriend's in Gogo Bordello. I'm like, oh, that's cool. He goes, who is
Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's him.
And he goes, hey, this place is haunted as fuck. I'm like, yeah. He goes, I saw it on Ghost Hunter. So I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, this dude, Steve from Ghost Hunters did a thing with some guy here. I'm like, yo, that guy is here. He's going to give you a tour of the fucking building right now. He's like, really? He goes, yeah, fuck yeah. He goes, this is awesome. I call him, the guy's name's Timmy. And I go, Timmy, you got to come down here and give Elijah Wood a tour of the Palladium, since you did the Ghost Hunter. He goes, Frodo Baggett? What are you talking about? I'm like, just come down here. He was in the front office. This was in the back. So he comes down and goes, oh, shit, it really is you. Come on, man. Let's go. Give him a whole tour of the place and everything like that. It was really cool. It was really cool. The guy,
I didn't know that place was on Ghost Hunters.
Yeah, Steve Gonzalez from Ghost Hunters, really good friend of mine. We grew up together. He's a really great drummer. Played in a bunch of death metal bands and shit like that, and blues bands in Western Mass, and really great guy.
Looking at him, I could tell that he's probably a band dude. I just didn't know that.
I don't even know what he looks like.
Taps, like the whole.
Yes.
They're from New England, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
so,
that makes sense.
I gotta look him up right now.
So this dude
wild.
He's awesome. He would we'd go to shows together, and he was doing he did it as a hobby, like ghost hunting and stuff. And we'd be sitting there and like, hey man, hold on a second, don't talk. He's like, hi, this is Steve. How are you? I'm like, okay, good. Are your kids safe? Is everything good? So your husband's at work though. Okay, cool. I'm going to drop my friend off and then I'm going to come over there. I'm like, yeah, man, what's up? You got a bump in the night? What's going on here? And he's like, yeah, there's a poltergeist I got to go deal with. I'm like, are you like Ghostbusting? What are we doing here? He's like,
what the hell?
I go, can I come with you? He's like, no, it's a real serious thing. There's some shit thrown at kids and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, man, do your thing. He's like, cool.
You talking about the bald guy with the goatee?
No, he might.
No, that's Jason Hall.
That's Jason.
He's
Steve
talking about
Gonzalez.
Stephen Gonzalez.
Yeah,
one of the other guys from Ghost Hunters.
So Phil LeBonke from All That Remains and Steve were in a band called Perpetual Doom back in the day. So they all grew up in the same place in Chicopee, Mass. So that's where
that's crazy.
Yeah, you got All That Remains, Shadows Fall. There's a band called Aftershock that have members from that went to Kill Switch Engage and everything like that. Yep. Like whole Kissing Cousins around here and that whole little scene.
Where exactly in New England do you originate from?
I grew up in Springfield, Mass.
Okay.
So I was born in Springfield.
That's where Stained is from.
Yeah, Stained. So I got great Stained stories. I can go Stained. So those are awesome.
Don't get Josh started.
That's my all time favorite band.
Dude, such good people. The best.
So Springfield, Mass. Growing up, went to junior high school there. Used to skip school, go to Springfield Civic Center, see fucking all different kinds of bands and everything like that. It was awesome. Great place to grow up. Siblings or no?
Huh? Two siblings.
Siblings?
2 sisters. Yep, 2 sisters, older.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I was the last ditch effort for my parents to have a boy. So there's a story they would tell every year at Christmas. We're like, yeah, we went to New Hampshire. My father was a hockey referee, and my dad he would go do like NCAA tournaments and stuff like that. And like, yeah, last ditch effort. We went up in New Hampshire. We got a tournament up there. Blah blah blah. And like, we broke the bed. Ha ha. And then, you came out in June. That was in October. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So,
Jesus Christ.
Thanks, Mary.
Too much information. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Mary and Baldy. Yeah, it was great.
Was anyone else in your family into music, or did you just kind of like naturally find your way into music, specifically, the hardcore and metal world and stuff? How did you end up there?
I used to hang out at the mall, and I was a mall rat, and like just meeting people and just hanging out with different dudes, trying to, this band. And like, just hanging out with a group of people that were in bands, and like, we got drunk, did drugs, had fun, partied in the woods, partied at people's houses, crashed people's house. It was we just reckless. And then the band started getting popular, and I hung out with, and then we would go do clubs, and I just got involved with club people and such. And then this woman Gina Leosi, who still works for Mass Concerts, got me involved with working in clubs. Then we went to another club in Northampton, Mass, called Pearl Street nightclub, and I met John Peters. John Peters started Mass Concerts, and then we all started working for him. Blah blah blah. And then so Pearl Street in Northampton is where I really cut my teeth doing shows and stuff like that. Where it held like the upstairs room held like 800 people, the downstairs room held 350 people. We'd put 1,200 upstairs, and we'd put 1,000 downstairs, and it was great. We do like ska shows, punk rock shows, metal shows, the whole gamut. It was great. That was where like the first time I did a festival was there. There's this festival, alternative rock festival, or festival, whatever you want to call it, called the Loud Music Festival. And these buffoons used to do it. And it was like, and they'd rent all the clubs all around. Like they were trying to make it like, like one of those things, the college thing that everybody used to do in New York, the radio thing, independent. I forgot what it's called.
What's a buffoon?
An idiot.
An idiot.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Exactly what you are.
Yeah. I thank you. I didn't know if there was like a gang or club or something
idiot.
up there.
Sure.
Just an idiot. Okay, got you. Cool.
It, yeah.
Fair.
So they wanted to make it like I forgot what that festival was called. It was like indie rock festival in New York City, where all these clubs, they were trying to do it in Northampton, and they fucked it up. So, and they would talk shit about all the metal and hardcore and punk rock people. So I made a festival called the Really Loud Music Festival with my friends Mike Mannix and Matt Pike, and Matt Pike, the booking agent, not Matt Pike from Guitar Player. And we did a whole festival with like, the first day was like The Business, Warzone, Dreadnoughts, Marshes. It was like a huge punk rock thing. And like, Dropkicks were supposed to play, didn't play, but it sold out. And the next day we did upstairs. It was like Converge, Dead Guy, Shadows Fall. I forgot who else. Coalesce. And then downstairs a bunch of pop punks bands and stuff like that. That sold out. Next day we did an afternoon show with Hatebreed, Aftershock, Madball. There was a bunch of bands.
Crazy.
And then that night we did another. We did like Mephistopheles, Spring Hill Jack, and a bunch of other bands. It was awesome. And then that was the first festival I ever did. And then led into going to the Milwaukee Metal Fest with Shadows Fall, and seeing how that was run. And Matt Bashan from Shadows Fall was like, we're driving back from Ohio. He's like, you can do this. You know that. It's the same thing. And at that time, we were taking over the Worcester Palladium. And this was 98. And
so you never played in bands. You just jumped directly into the business side.
Yeah, I was business. You can't. Yeah. I tried. It was really bad. No. No.
Same.
Yeah, it was just a bad idea. People ask me all the time, why aren't you in a band? Why weren't you ever in a band? I'm like, no.
I promise you don't want to hear it.
It's just, it's interesting because, the majority of people that we have on here that are not in the artist side, like myself, we all tried and failed. So it's interesting that you never had a desire to do that. You always just went straight into the business side.
Yeah, I went straight into I knew a lane. I mean, I tried. Hold on. There was a situation when there was a friend group that we tried to make a hardcore band, but it was, yeah, I broke the drum set, put it that way, and sleeve there. It might have been called Windshield Meat, but we'll leave it alone. That's fine.
Okay.
We're good. We took over the Palladium, and I was like, and John Peterson and I were walking around. The first show that Mass Concerts did there was Limp Bizkit, Clutch, and Seven Dust, I think.
Holy shit.
And Stain was supposed to open up. They didn't for some reason. I don't remember why. Yeah, and he's like, "Hey, look at this room here. What do you think? This is the foyer going to the balcony." I'm like, "Yo, we can make a fucking second stage here. Give me $5,000. Let's put this shit together." He's like, "You think so?" I'm like, "Yeah." I go, "Actually, give me $3,000. Let's do it." And so we made the stage and we did all that stuff. And that room had, it was never supposed to be a stage. It's just
you're responsible for the upstairs part of the venue then.
Yeah, I will take that. Yes.
That's crazy. I mean, I playing in there sick. So thank you for doing that. But that's wild.
But it came from the idea of making a festival. That's all that came from.
Okay.
It didn't come from like, well, we can develop bands here. Yeah, that was a good idea too. But it was just like, we can do a second stage here for a festival. That's how this fucking
right.
comes. So doing that and then putting that all together. And then there's a really funny story where the fire marshal never walked through that room and we didn't have it, coded. So they did a back to school. Matt Pike did a back to school jam with Ian from Reach the Sky there. And it was like Boy Sets Fire, Converge. I think that guy, I don't remember. Reach the Sky was one, but there was like literally 1,500 people in that row.
How?
Oh, there's like little ledges that on the side of the stage. Yeah, people sitting on those. Wasn't standing on it. It was crazy. So I ran. Converge played, and I remember like, are they playing?
Upstairs.
I can't hear them. Yeah, upstairs.
Dude, Converge upstairs would be.
Oh, it's crazy. I couldn't hear them.
It would be terrifying.
It was scary. It was so scary.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
And Converge was playing, and it was like, I didn't know if I couldn't hear the PA because there's so many people. I was like, oh, they are playing. Okay, cool. That's good. That works. So yeah, it was crazy.
That's sick. Well, you know what? You keep naming all of these incredible bands that come from like that region of the country, and we had Jesse Leach on, and we had Brian from Shadows Fall on, and
Scott's the one that gave me Brian's number.
Yeah.
Oh well, okay. So
I made Shadows Fall.
I posed to them. And I brought up how, a lot of the bands that influenced me growing up were all bands that came from the New England area. And I feel like for a very long time, New England was kind of like leading the charge in what was groundbreaking and like kind of setting the standard for like metal music metal hardcore music in general. And I asked them what they thought kind of triggered all of that and why it was coming from this centralized area of the country. What was it like from your end on like the promoter and management side of things, watching that happen in real time? And what do you think was like the defining moment of like, okay, there is something special happening in our scene here?
Were you hold on? Were you always managing and promoting together, or did it start in one and then by default came into the other, or you started? How did that part of it come about? I started
promoting into, and then management came into it later.
Okay.
And then it was a situation where helping friends, helping my boys' bands out, doing things like that, and just putting things together. And like, I knew all the agents, I knew all this stuff, blah, 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 making friends, making relationships, networking, doing that. It's bullshit.
It's the most important thing about this game.
Yeah. And just meeting people and being cool with them and treating people with the same amount of respect you want to be treated with.
Yep.
That didn't happen a lot with me. People, there's, when you're up and coming with this whole thing, there were some people that like punch down or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's like you learn from that. And I think the music business right now is such in a great place where, especially the metal and hardcore and punk rock music business, where it's like people are like, everybody's working together. It's a good vibe.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's no.
You were all working towards the same goal. Like, what's the point of treating people like shit?
Exactly. It was funny. I was with Jake Brown from Pure Noise, and we're talking about, he goes, think about this. Our business is this big compared to Hollywood, which is, as big as this car we're driving in right now. You know what I mean? Right. And everybody should just be cool and hang out and like do the right thing.
I feel.
It's also like, think about how many more cool things we could do if we just like work together to like make cool things happen. You know, it doesn't have to be. I think that there's like this scarcity mentality of like, if someone else wins, I can't win too. And it's like, well, that's not true. If we like work on shit together, we can all do cool shit together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It's like, I'm so supportive of all my friends and stuff like that. And like, you know, there's situations where I'll go after bands to work with and my friends will get it. I'm like, oh, you got that. You got me on that. All right, good job. Good job. You know what I mean? It's part of that. It's part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like, I really feel that it's a very cool place where it's like, you know, back in the day when I started, it was more like, you know, it's like, it was cutthroat, but it didn't need to be fucking cutthroat. It didn't need to be that way. And, you know, I feel like nowadays it's very cool, laid back, people just working, doing their thing and making a difference. You know, I mean, there's so many great bands out there right now. There's so many great people doing some great stuff. It's great. It's a good time for this whole community, you know?
Absolutely.
Especially What Tour's back. You know, it's great.
I know, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yep.
Now that I derailed Chris's original question.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
What is it about the Northeast that bred so much
innovation?
Yeah, and y'all led the charge, and for our generation, I think.
So
yeah, absolutely.
Here's the deal. This is it.
It's got to be the lobster.
It's the winter. Think about it. The winter.
Brian said the same thing.
It's the winter. Me and Brian's had this conversation too. Because people just sit and play. They play at home. They do the thing, and then they go out. And New England's lucky to have places like Kathy from the Cave in Maine, all the way down to Jamie Jostin back in doing this, you know, in the days, and Bristol Skate Park and stuff like that. And then you go to. You know, you can go to New Jersey. There's New York City. You know, fucking Rich Hall, rest in peace, brother. And like he was doing CBGBs. You know, we're lucky to have places like myself and different places in Boston. We're lucky to have places to play. That's one of the main reasons, other than the weather and the lobster.
The lobsters. That's all you got to say, and I'm on the way.
I mean, it's not Baltimore crabs, but
no, it's not.
It's still lobster.
But that's what it is. We're lucky to have a lot of places to play and a lot of different things. It's funny because they called New England, when they had, you had Seattle going with Nirvana and Screaming Trees and Pearl Jam and yada yada. They called New England the metal Seattle. You know what I mean? Where everything was coming from, and it was just like I remember, when you had the first run of bands get signed, where your Kill Switch, your Shadows Fall, your All the Remains, and then you're on Earth, and then you have the Casey Strain, and then there was a bunch of other smaller bands that got signed, and it just became boom. It was great. It was awesome, and it was easy, it's like, and people. I remember when bands would come over from the West Coast, like Throwdown, Bleeding Through, and everything like that. It was awesome because they're like, this is where it all came from. Also Josh led the charge with this whole thing too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Josh, like,
for sure,
definitely a fucking kingpin in this whole craziness of it all.
They're Connecticut.
Yes. Yeah. So
Jamie is on our short list of people we'd love to pick his brain because he was so instrumental in
absolutely
building all this up, and like Hatebreed knocked down a bunch of barriers for heavy bands to like do big shit, So
did you go to that Hatebreed show? Did you go to that Hatebreed show?
Josh,
the record?
Shut the fuck up now. I don't want to hear anymore. Scott, what were you saying? Josh doesn't hear.
We went to Hatebreed and 6 Feet Under at the Record Theater in Towson.
Wait a minute. I did go to that one.
You did go. See? Okay, good. See?
And is that the one that Reflux opened?
Yes.
Yes, I did go to that show.
Fucking Reflux. What the fuck? Where was that? Where?
At the Record Theater in Towson, Maryland. It was fucking bananas. I've never seen a pit like that in my entire life. And I hope I never see one again like that.
Well, now you'll break a hip.
Crazy.
One of the greatest things I can say in my life is I've been in 3 Hatebreed riots. So
wow.
Sorry.
I'm surprised it's only 3, to be fair.
I believe that.
I'm surprised it's only 3. I'm like, the 3 seems low. I feel like you're leaving some out, if I'm being honest.
No, I think it's 3. I think we're good.
Oh, that's crazy.
To answer your question thoroughly about the New England area, it's like it really is the shows. It 100% is, and the people that would do the shows and stuff like that. Where Ted, in Albany, and he's a legend as well. Doing things. Ted Eatall. Have you guys do you know Ted Eatall in Albany?
I don't think so.
I probably have done some shows there.
Yeah,
huh?
you have. He did Empire. He does Empire Live now with.
Okay, is that the one in the shopping center?
Yeah, well, no, that's Empire Live's in downtown Albany now. The shopping center was outside of that.
Which one was that one?
Oh, hang on, I can't remember that.
I remember Vince used to always be there.
Yeah. Fuck, I can't remember.
And that's a scary motherfucker too, man.
Who?
Vince.
No, he's not. Get the fuck out.
I don't know if he's cool. I've only ever met him and seen him in passing, but that dude, I just know of the Acacia Strain, and we would see him, and I toured Motionless forever, so we would see dude from Acacia Strain, and I know he was always nice and kind, but
Vincent Bennett?
Yeah.
He's the coolest.
I don't know him. I'm just telling you, he's scary to me.
Look,
he's big.
He's a big guy, and I imagine if you didn't know him, yes, it would be into any place. His band sounds scary, so I can get it. But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Acacia Strain was on my first tour in the Ghost Inside, and Vincent and the whole band are just like the nicest dudes. I love all of those guys.
I'm just telling you that every time I saw him at that show,
totally understand. That's understood.
The back alley of a fucking shopping center, and he looked scary.
I understand where you're coming from, but he's not.
You know of the Acacia Strain. Hey, the singer of Acacia Strain's over there. He's this big giant dude, and it's in the back alley getting dark at the shopping center. Like, I'm gonna go the other way.
Today's show is sponsored by Bestronix Pro Audio. Let's be real. Your rig is only as solid as the cables running through it. Whether you're touring the world or building out your dream setup at home, you need quality cables that won't let you down. That's where Bestronix Pro Audio comes in. BTPA specializes in full tour rig builds, custom cabling solutions, and if you're the hands-on DIY type, they've got bulk cable and connectors so you can wire up your own setup exactly how you want it. Everything they make is road-tested, built to last, and trusted by the pros. And because you're part of the Late for Load-In crew, BTPA is giving you 10% off your order. Just use the code LFLI10 at checkout and save on the best cables in the business. So don't let bad cables kill your tone or ruin your set. Hit up btpa.com, lock in that discount, and keep your rig dialed and ready for the road. Attention musicians and aspiring music industry folks. For nearly 2 decades, Launch Music Conference and Festival has been gathering thousands of musicians, industry professionals, and music fans together for a weekend of learning and playing together.
Launch focuses on industry education by day and live music by night, with over 100 acts over 3 nights and 2 days of educational panels and networking with some of the most learned, approachable, influential, and aspiring industry pros.
Get to Launch and launch your career to new heights.
Party with the most fun people in the world and see tons of bands across all genres.
Take part in Launch in Dallas, Texas, October 2nd through 5th, 2025, or Launch in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, April 23rd through 26th, 2026.
Submit to perform, register for the weekend, or get music passes and tickets now at launchmusicconference.com.
We all know that music isn't just sound, it's connection, it's healing, it's everything when you're feeling lost. That's why Late for Load-In is partnering with Heart Support, the nonprofit founded by Jake Lurs of August Burns Red to bring real, free peer support straight to you.
Are you feeling down and need someone to talk to? Just text Late for Load-In to 1-512-647-2871 and get connected with someone who understands, someone who gets how music pulls us through the hardest times. It's totally free, totally judgment-free, and 100% about supporting you through the music we love.
And if you're in a good place right now, you can be part of healing the scene. Heart Support is looking for volunteer repliers, fans like you, who want to help others through the power of music. You'll be trained to support fellow fans who are struggling and join a community built on connection, mental health, and the music that keeps us going.
And again, if you need support, text Late for Load-In to the number 1-512-647-2871. If you want to be support, sign up at heartsupport.com/volunteer. Together, we're making this scene stronger.
Today's episode is brought to you by you, our incredible listeners and patrons over at patreon.com/LFLIpod. By joining, you'll get early access to episodes, exclusive monthly giveaways featuring rare memorabilia from Josh and I's time on the road, and access to our patron-only music review and reaction live streams. But that's not all. You'll also get into the Late for Load-In Road Crew Discord, where you can connect with fellow fans, submit guest requests, and drop your questions for the show. The best part? It's just $1 a month. If you love what we're doing and want to help keep the show rolling, head over to patreon.com/LFLIpod and join the road crew today. Now, back to the show.
Managing Acacia Strain for 12 years, maybe 13, I don't remember, was one of the great, it was really a great part of my career. They were the best people. Vincent's families and him are the greatest. I remember the first year they played Warped Tour, and we went to the Warped Tour meeting, and we're sitting there like this, and they're like, and there was something where everybody was going to do like donate your time day, and
Yeah,
clean
sure.
a beach or something like
Yep,
that.
yep.
And I think it was in Maryland actually, or somewhere. It was like really sketchy place, and somebody's like, "Is there going to be security there?" And I think there was Kate Truscott was like, "Why don't need security? We have the acacia strain." And I'm like,
Fair. That's fair.
I'm like, they think we're thugs. They think we're thugs.
That's a fair assessment, though. I would feel the same.
That's incredible.
It was awesome. But that Warped Tour was great for Casey Street to the last day where I was at the waterfront in Holyoke where I used to do shows, and I had Lionheart playing, and it was like 7:00 at night, and maybe 8:00 at night, whatever. And I get this phone call from Kevin Lyman, and I'm like, "Hey man," I'm like, "Hey man," and it's the last day of Warped Tour, done. And I'm like, "Hey man, what's going on?" He's like, "Well, Scott, I'm really right now supposed to be walking around and saying thank you for everybody who worked my festival and did the tour and everything like that. But I'm talking to a hazmat team. I'm talking to a hazmat team right now." I said, "Oh my God, that's fucking terrible." And I'm like, "Oh no, what did they do? What did they do?" And he goes, "Well, your band told everybody to circle pit around the porta potties." And guess what happened? The porta potties are done. I'm like, "Well, Kevin, let me get to the bottom of this. I'm really, really sorry. I'm so sorry. We'll definitely take everything what it costs out of our bay. I don't know what it is, but we'll figure it all out. Blah blah blah." He's like, "I'm really, really sorry." It's like, "Oh my God!" I called get off the phone with him. I called the tour. Like, "What the fuck happened?" He's like, "Oh yeah, they told me you circle pit around the fucking porta potties," and I'm like. So he goes, yeah, there's a hazmat team here. I'm like, "Can you grab Vincent and go apologize to Kevin?" I called Vincent. I'm like, "You got to go apologize." He's like, "Well, we didn't." I'm like, "My man." He's like, all right. And went and apologized and kissed her. And it was just like 2 years later, they were on me again. So it was no harm, no foul. But
they did not incite the crowd to circle pit around the porta potties again, I assume.
Correct. Yeah. I don't know. No.
And in the grand scheme of things that have happened on Warped Tour, that seems so tame.
Yeah,
it seems like a reasonable thing to.
It sounds pretty innocent on paper, I guess, until everybody's covered in shit. But on paper,
horrible.
It sounds pretty innocent.
End of the night too.
Yeah,
end of the
tour.
Yeah, that's all right. So that does suck a little bit worse than it sounds at first.
Man, I'm just sitting here. You're sitting here talking about Lionheart, and I'm just thinking of all the crazy shows you've probably been a part of.
Oh, that Lionheart show, the same show. I think it was the same show. There was so the waterfront was a great venue. It had like a bar in the front, and there was a hall in the side.
Scott, there is no way you would ever remember this, but I met you for the very first time at the waterfront.
Okay,
it was actually the Acacia Strain was there, but it was a Red Chord show, or maybe the Red Chord was supporting the Acacia Strain, and my old band Texas in July came with Zeus to that show, and I met you that night for the very first time. But that was fucking 15 years ago, though.
Yeah,
so that's pretty crazy to think about. That venue rules, though.
It did. It was great. Zeus comes over to my house all the time. We watch UFC together, and
the man.
He's so
I love
great.
Zeus. He's the man. Anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
We should get Zeus on here. Everybody that talks about Zeus talks about how great he is.
Zeus is great.
Yeah, we absolutely should get Zeus.
I don't know Zeus.
Oh, he's a legend.
Oh, he probably produced almost every single record that you loved growing up. But Zeus probably had.
So I love him by default.
Yes.
He's a Western Mass all-star for sure. He's just like the greatest guy. He's like, I call him up, I'm like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm zombieing. Leave me alone. I gotta go." Blah blah blah. It's not like that, but he's very like honed in on his work. He's great. He's fucking legend. Where were we going? What were we going?
You were talking about the waterfront that night that I fucked things up.
Yeah, that night. There was some like drug dealer guy and was there. And he was trying to sell drugs to the kids and people there. I'm like, "Hey, man, you got to leave, blah, blah, blah. Get the fuck out of here." A couple friends were like, "Is there a problem here?" And I'm like, I think this guy's leaving." He's like, "Fuck you." He left, blah, blah, blah. So I walked outside like a half hour later, and he was trying to sell drugs to Lionheart. And I got mad. I'm like, "You need to get the fuck out of here." And he took a swing at me, and I took him down, and I smashed his head against the bumper of the trailer, and it was really bad. And then he left, and Lionheart guys were like, "Wow, that just happened." I'm like, "Can we go to Denny's now? I just want to go eat now." It's like, all my friends are like, "Did you just get no fun out front?" I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Just beat up a drug dealer. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And like, they're like, And like, I didn't realize that I had like a black shirt, but it had like white, sleeve ends. And it was like they were
Blood
filled
on
with
it.
blood. I'm like, oh man, I got this finally get AIDS, it's me bad. So yeah, that's what reminded me of that story.
Was there like strategy involved with putting these festivals together back then the same way they do them now with building the lineup and things, or was it more just a bunch of bands want to play, let's put it on and play wherever?
Dude, it was so like fucking, there was no fucking formula. The first year we did it, I'm like, okay, cool. I always looked at everything like when I was doing shows, I'm like, okay, cool. I have a tune coming over. I'm going to put Hatebreed with it, or try to put Converge with it, or try to, build shows around different things that are like, because I want two different, because you couldn't like, to bring a big crowd together, you got to cross the genre. I mean, there were fucking fights. Do not get me wrong. It happened. But we did, like, I didn't look at a box. I wanted just to do the best metal and hardcore show we could do. So there's a situation where the first year where Manowar headlined the Sunday and Earth Crisis was direct support. You know what I mean? So, and like, that's how we worked it all out. But was there a formula? No, we tried to get the biggest headliner and then fill it from there. You know what I mean? And that's what it came down to. And it's like, this is a great story. Fucking, I love this story right now so much. I call it Shapiro, and rest in peace. And I was like, hey, I want to do Ghost Inside. I wanted to headline the second stage. And he's like, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, it'd be great. Kids be jumping all over the fucking place. It'd be awesome. Like, no, I feel like they should be on the main stage. I'm like, Dave, no. And we never worked it out, and it never happened. We just blew it away. Like,
crazy.
And Dave's like, maybe next year. I'm like, cool, we'll try that. Dave's the best. Dave was the best.
Oh, Dave was an absolute true legend for sure.
Oh my God. One of the fucking best people ever. I could fucking.
Yeah, he was. I mean, we could do an entire episode just on Dave alone because he was so awesome.
So, listen, when you started doing these shows, did you ever realize it was going to turn into what Mass Concerts turned into, or was it just you just were having fun throwing shows together, or did you always have this key plan to build this brand that kind of ran that area, right?
John Peters owns the brand. He's the owner of Mass Concerts, and we did shows and doing this, doing that, and like. And then I would do independent shows from him as well, all over New England as well. And then we would do stuff. Obviously, I worked for the company, but he gave me grace to do my own things too. So we did like there'd be times where I like Upstairs Palladium would have a show, but and I'd have a show at Fat Cats in Springfield, and then I would also do a show in Boston or whatever. But we would always work together and putting things together in that way. But the brand itself, we book shows to do shows, to have a good time, and make it was a job, you know what I mean? But it was fun as fuck, you know what I mean? It's a great I get to meet people like you guys. I mean, think about I learned how to swear in German. It was great because meeting all these people that come over from fucking Europe and stuff, and it was a good time. It's like it just opened my eyes, just meeting different people all over the world. Never mind doing a small amount of touring that I've done, but it's like, yeah, it was great. But to build the brand itself, John Peters he did Warped Tour every year for 10 years. There's a whole bunch of different things he did that were incredible. Putting bigger shows together and doing different things. He's definitely a goat. He's great at what he does. What he did, and building. I'm not here without John Peters. You know what I mean? And it's like I have to give him that. And also I'm not here about a bunch of different people, but it's just like he's definitely the person that gave me the start with this whole thing. So praise to him. But he built the brand Mass Concerts, and doing all this stuff and working with these agents. And I had agents I worked with and did different production, and we worked on together and do this whole thing. So,
do you remember your very first issue when running a show?
I did a Murphy's Law show, and there was a riot, and that was like the first thing that happened. That was in the.
What do you do?
Yeah, what do you even do as a promoter in that situation?
Run?
You kind of, yeah. It was just like
that's what I would do.
I was working with the owner on it and stuff like that, and it was just like he's like, yo, and it was a situation where, we would buy from a third party type thing, and like, hey, what do you want? You guys want to do? This guy Bob Duto, hey, you want to do Murphy's Law? They're doing I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll do Murphy's Law. And they put and the owner of the venue put a barricade, like a wooden barricade in front of it. And so people couldn't get on stage. I'm like, what are you doing? That's not, oh, this is going to be bad. And guess what? The barricade broke down and the kids, and it was really bad. And it was a fight. And it was like security versus Murphy's Law. And then a bunch of punk rock kids. And I'm sitting there going, everything's calm down. You're going to get paid. You go away now. Everybody else, the cops were there. It was crazy.
I feel like that stuff happens when the like venue owners and venue staff don't understand the culture of like the bands that they're bringing in. It's like, how often have you run into that where like the venue you're going into just doesn't understand the band and their fan base that they have coming in, and it causes an issue?
I've seen it numerous times. You know what I mean? Where it's like, but it's like having venues like the Palladium where everyone knows what the fuck and what it's about. It's great. And then all the venues that I did, we did the Webster Theater, we did everything. Everybody knows what's going on. Compared to a hip hop show, hardcore show, metal show, this show, this is how this is going to go. So it's like you try to stay within the lane of the right venues to do all this stuff. You know what I mean? So
right.
But I've seen it happen where venue owners it's like, this is my house. Like, you just brought 500 people in here that I got to call their house right now, man. You got
you're outnumbered. Yeah. You're outnumbered.
Yeah.
How many fights have you been in at shows over the years?
Or have you personally broken up, for that matter?
Oh, I've broken up a lot of fights, jumped off stage to stop fights, and I think I've been only in a handful of fights where I've thrown hands, but yeah, it's like mostly breaking up fights.
I wouldn't want to fight you.
I'm going to fight. No. I'm too old. I don't want to fight anymore. I don't. It hurts. It
does hurt. It does.
It hurts. You're not wrong.
It does hurt. It does. It definitely hurts.
No, I don't. Going to people are like, aren't you scared to go to hardcore show? Like, that's crazy. See the blah 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 monster. Like, it's the safest place in the fucking world to be. Also, you know what I mean? It really is.
Yeah.
If the whole vibe's cool and everybody's having a good time, jumping off stage, you're doing the thing, it's fun. You get somebody that you're going to have an asshole. You're going to have a fight. You're going to have to do this. You're going to be like, I've ran in the pit, grabbed people by the throat, dragged them out. You don't come back. Go away.
Yeah.
Because they were treating people like shit. Or you pull somebody's side, stop. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cut the shit.
Yeah, but I haven't done that in years. But it's like, it sucks. But you can see the whole, like, I've also been in situations where I've stifled things. Where like, no, this can't happen. If you touch this person, this is going to happen. Just don't do that.
Yeah, don't ruin a good thing for everyone.
Yeah.
I got sucker punched a couple months ago, and to your point, it hurts. It sucks.
Why did you get sucker punched?
I was leaving House of Blues in Anaheim.
Who'd you mouth off to?
Nobody. This dude was just drunk as hell. Dude, we were driving away and he punched me through the window. My window was half down and he slung his hand through the window and hit me right just like this. I got out and beat his fucking ass, but
no, you didn't.
Yes, the fuck I did.
Okay, I was about to. My next question was going to be, what did you do?
I would have just took my hand and gone to the hospital.
Look,
man, it hurt so bad, dude.
Scott, Josh and I have known each other for like 25 years, and teenage Josh would have murdered that guy. So I'm actually kind of happy to hear that he did beat his ass.
I beat his. I'm getting mad. Thinking about it. Let's move into more present day promoting and ticketing and stuff like that.
You don't want to talk about fighting anymore? We're good with that?
No, I think I'm getting here. I've been drinking a Witch's Brew Alani New. I'm trying to get them to send me some free shit.
Yo, I got some sponsors for you guys.
Okay, that'd be great.
We'll take them all.
That'd be great. I'm sweating right now thinking about fighting, and I gotta keep moving. Maybe there's some people who want to get into promoting. Listening here.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. It's not a good idea. Go to school, get a degree.
I think I would agree with you, but
are you going to ask me what they should do? What's their first step? All that.
No. I'm saying walk us through an offer sheet. What a guarantee versus split versus bonus tiers versus when to use which, yada 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 yada.
Why are we? Well, I'm not going to tell people the secret sauce. Come on now.
All right, fair enough.
No, basically, when you're putting a show together, you're buying from an agent. You get a phone call from good old Eric Powell or Tim Bohr or Shapiro, and you're like, hey, we got this. Can you hold these dates, this row of dates, and you hold that? Like, okay, cool. We're looking for an offer, and you put together your offer sheet with all your real expenses that are never argued. And your ticket price, and you try to figure out what the ticket price is, and you see and then you go back and forth to deliberating about how you're going to gouge who's going to gouge, blah blah blah, and that's how it basically works, and you go. That you've had the same barricade at the same time. You don't rent the barricade; you own the barricade. What? Why?
And it probably doesn't even move.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking move. It's like, why is the lighting guy the electrician? Why am I paying $350? But it's just lighting. Like, come on, what is like,
Do you ever get tired of the back and forth dick swinging to try to figure out who's going to get the best end of a deal?
No, that was. I mean, I buying right now.
No, I live for that shit.
Yeah, it's like buying right now. It's like that's the greatest thing in the world. Me buying right now is more or less doing Metal Fest and stuff like that. I don't really buy anymore. I don't kind of buy that much anymore. Where I'm just like doing Metal Fest work with Justin Leach, who when I left Mass Concerts, Justin Leach, I got him the job there.
Got it.
And then I moved to Oregon to quit smoking. And then that's
now you're not smoking, you're chewing toothpicks.
That's right. See? So,
yeah, exactly. Hey.
Whatever it takes.
I quit smoking and gained 48 pounds. So, yeah, I don't really, but I love putting together Metal Fest, and the arguments about negotiating is always fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't imagine like all of the conversations you have to have back and forth with all of the managers and agents about billing and shit these days. I feel like it's gotten crazier especially like post-COVID. I feel like it's gotten even crazier.
Listen, it's like I look at New England Metal and Hardcore Festival as like a boutique small festival in the Northeast, and it's like you're buying from a handful of the same agents, and they're all talking, we're all working, and it's like, cool, where is it? I mean, there's some back and forth, like you're sending ad match. We're like a week before. Here's the thing. Well, this is what we think. What do you think? Like, okay, this has to be this way. This has, and there's it's fun. It's not really a pain in the ass to me. I enjoy it, to be honest with you.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess that goes back to what you're saying, where it feels like everybody in our corner of the music industry is kind of just on the same team right now, trying to make things okay. Easy. I mean, it's to me on paper, it feels like having to communicate with teams of that many bands would be a bit of a headache.
I mean, you're just dealing with a handful of the agents, not really. So it's like,
right.
And I know all the managers, know all the actors in the game, but it's just like, when you're sitting there looking at it, you're like, it's fun too, because like you deal with this agent on here, like, what are you fucking thinking? That's not real. Come on, cut the shit, fat ass. And it's like, it's these things are happening.
Right.
It's like it's true. It's fine, and I love it. It's like it's just part of the whole. What are you fucking thinking, asshole? It's like it's part of the game. But I enjoy putting Metal Fest together. I work, me and Justin, and then we have Eric Paul as a consultant. He, one of the partners.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's great. I
love him.
I've known him since he started driving. He used to drive down and work with us in Holyoke, Mass. And
he's from up there.
He's from Poughkeepsie.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that.
And he's great. And, we all put it together and stuff like that. And, it's under the Mass Concerts thing. And it's a great time. We have a good time doing it. And like, that's all I want to do right now is do fun, cool shit and, have a good time with it. And it's like, this year we're going to have probably over 5,000 people. We already have 350 VIPs already confirmed. Everything's done. It's talking to people, a lot of the life's the same weekend as us. So we're having bands go back and forth.
Oh, cool.
And and then we have some bands playing Riot Fest. They're flying. It's cool. Great. It's like, there's, that band Big Ass Truck playing, they're playing Louder Than Life. Then they play Riot Fest, and then they're playing Metal Fest.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
They have the best name. It's so ridiculous, but I love it so much.
They have 4 songs. They have 4 fucking songs. It's great. They're the best.
Their name is Big Ass Truck. That's fucking awesome. I love it.
Did you create New England Metal Fest?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
That alone makes you a legend.
Yes.
Sure. Whatever you want.
I dug this out on purpose.
Oh, no. Fuck my life experience.
To show you how much of a
Oh,
fan
yeah.
Okay,
I
this
was.
is great. This is a great thing. So
It is a great thing, but I'm going to tell you that when I was a kid and I got this,
Mhm.
Atreyu was my favorite fucking band.
Atreyu's on that?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And you
That's
couldn't
awesome.
hear shit.
So Josh and I were in a band together when we were teenagers, and there were 2 DVDs that we cycled through a lot. And when we were taking a break at band practice, it was that and Hellfest, and we
I have
watched
both
those
of those
all
in
the
there
time.
too. I was thinking I could only find my Hellfest ones for a minute. This one got put into a different bin, and I was getting upset because I was like, "There, I know I have this DVD here."
You're
Yep.
gonna be so
We
excited.
watched that a million times.
I wanted to show it to you.
That has Atreyu on it, right?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Josh Trustkill, we worked with him to do the
Yep.
whole thing.
Yep.
Doug Spangelberg videotaped it from High Roller. It was great. Did everything. You know, we went back and forth on the artwork and everything like that. It was awesome. Got it all done. Josh was like, "I'm making 20,000 DVDs." I'm like, "Bet, let's go. Let's make some money. Here we go. Fantastic. All right, it's gonna be awesome." Because he did the Hellfest, and I'm like, "This is gonna be bigger and broader because it has more metal." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He talked to somebody at Victory, and they said, "Yeah, you're signed off. Everything's good." And there's a contract, but Tony Brommel said, "I didn't sign this, and I'm suing you." And so we had to destroy 20,000 DVDs.
So this is a rarity.
That's a rarity, brother.
Wow. I wonder if I can eBay that thing.
You probably could. so
Actually, will you sign it for me?
no, I'm not signing shit. But
All right.
so so we had to redo the whole DVDs, and we ended up making 5,000, 6,000. They sold out, and like, yeah, Josh lost a bunch of money. I'm like, and I was like, John Peter was like, "How did this happen?" I'm like, "I don't know. These people have done it before. I don't know." And it was, but we got a DVD. It's fucking great.
It was back in that day. It was fucking awesome, man. I got to tell you, New England Metal Hardcore Fest. This from where we were from, having the DVD to us was like larger than life. It was like, holy shit, this is massive. That and Hellfest, and then we got to headline one night, Motionless headline.
Yes.
New England Metal Hardcore Fest.
Yeah,
and I remember walking in at Load In, and it was empty, and the stage was empty, and I look up, and it's this giant New England Metal Hardcore Festival backdrop. That was one of those moments as a in my career where you just feel accomplished. Like you're like, holy fuck, man, I watched this on TV as a kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That's cool.
It was awesome, and I did not know. I don't think I know that you created that, so that's even cooler.
Like I said, it was Matt Michon from Shadows Fall. He's also in Hatebreed now, or maybe I don't know. Playing in Hatebreed.
He's been playing with them,
He's
so
playing
we'll go
with
with
them.
it.
So
Yeah.
we had that long. This is it. This became. You can do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's like the New England Metal and Hardcore Festival. It's fantastic. So
pretty amazing.
I got to say that one of my favorite shows I've ever played to this day and will probably forever go down as it'll live in my top 10 for sure for the rest of my life. You booked Texas in July on it for, I think, the second time, which also happened to be, I believe, Jesse's first official show back in Killswitch.
Oh, dude, I should.
And I remember playing that day and then sitting in the balcony for their, because Killswitch is a top 3 all-time band for me. And sitting in the balcony watching them play with that lineup again for like the first official time. And the fact that I got to play that day, like that'll go down in my top 10 shows that I've played ever.
4 months out, I get a phone call from Eddie, who was working with Killswitch, managing them the end of the day at the time. And he's like, "Hey man, we have a problem." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Howard's gone. Howard's not in the band anymore." And I'm like, "We're trying to tell you this now in case you want to, cancel, and we, bring somebody in. We can talk how we can do that." I'm like, "No, I mean, go find somebody else to fucking sing. What are you going to do?" He's like, "We're going to try."
Right.
And he's like, the other thing was like, they tried out, I believe it was like Phil from All That Remains. There's a bunch, I think it was a guy from Slow Work. I don't remember the whole thing. And I'm like, they were giving me updates. And I'm like, "Hey man, we got to figure this out. We can't have Every Time I Die headline. So we gave you a chance to get out." I'm like, "Yeah, you did, but I'm sticking to my ground here." I'm like, "You're making me shit blood. What are we doing?" And so we're sitting there, and they're like, "Okay, we got it. Well, we can't. We're good." And this is a month out. We're good. I sit by it. Everyone's like, "What are you doing? Why would you do this?" I'm like, "It's going to be epic. It's going to be fucking epic." And I'm like, because I knew they were getting fucking Jesse back, and I'm like, this is gonna work. And then that Monday, he told me on Friday, you're good. I'm like, who's doing it? Because I knew there was different people, blah blah blah. He's like, I can't tell you. I'm like, you'll know on Monday. Monday morning, you'll see. You're gonna see it on socials. I'm like, cool. And it was a new picture of Jesse with the band. I was like, yeah, there we go. And I think it was like 380, maybe 500 tickets left for that day were gone. Like that.
Yeah, instantly.
And I was like, this is fucking great. This is great. Okay, we got sold out. It was awesome. And every time you guys played, it was great. Yep. And then we had a problem during the day where there's a gentleman walking across the street and he got hit by a car. And he got launched 20 feet. And I'm like, oh, is that dude okay? The ambulance came, they brought him to the hospital. And he was patron of Metal Fest. I'm like sitting there like, fuck. It was like 4:00. I'm like, yeah, this sucks. And I get a radio and I'm like, hey, and like 2-3 hours later, hey, Scott, you gotta come to the office. I'm like, what's up? Come to the office. I go, and I see this dude with like a turban bandage around his thing and his fucking, scrubs. And I'm like, oh. And Joy from the Palladium was like, yo, that's the dude that got hit by the car. He signed himself out. He's not gonna miss Killswitch.
That's crazy.
I'm like, what are we gonna do? And she's like, what do we do with this guy? I'm like, well, he can't go in the crowd because he's already fucking fucked. He's got road burn. He's
fucked up.
So I'm like, hold on.
Lucky he ain't dead.
Correct. And I'm like, hey man, I go, did you get a sign out? Did they say you were gonna you have a concussion? He goes, no, I don't got a concussion. They just fucking nailed me. And the cops in there, the detail cops are like, dude, you should stay in the hospital. And I'm like,
right.
All right, man, hold on a second. So the management of Killswitch is there. I'm like, hey, can you guys come to the office real quick? So I'm like, this is what we're gonna do. And like, I tell them the story because I didn't tell them, they didn't know that someone got hit by a car. This guy, so he's back and he wants to see Killswitch, but we don't know if we're gonna let him in. I'm like, I have an idea. Let's put him on the side of the stage, and when you watch Killswitch, you can just stay there and go from there, and get him a chair and stuff like that. And it's like, they're like, oh, this is amazing. The band's gonna need to know about this. I'm like, cool, whatever's clever. I'm like, all right, man. So this is the deal. We're gonna put you on the side of the stage. He's like, yo, can my friends come with me? Absolutely not.
Oh no,
get the fuck out of here. Yeah, no, he goes, well, can my best friend come with me? He went to the hospital. I'm like, yeah, bring him. So I'm like, here's the rules. We're doing this, and the management comes in. We're like, hey, sorry, you got hit by a car. Blah blah blah. The band came down, met him, did everything, got him merch, did everything like that. It was really awesome. And
that's awesome.
He didn't die, so it was good. And,
that's great.
Yes,
that's definitely plus.
I think they sent the song out to him, but
cool.
There's also, it was a great time. It was a great day. And
yes, absolutely.
So
I met Rich Vargo, was a guitar tech for Motionless for a long time. One of my great friends went on to tech for, I think he techs Venge now. He's like a big shot
he's with
nowadays.
Now, yeah.
When I met him, he was working Disney on Ice, and I used to work stagehand shit at home when I was off tour to make extra money and whatever. And if he didn't have a New England Metal Fest, it was actually the same year that no, it wasn't. I don't think it was. Regardless, it might have been a year after. I don't know. He had a New England Metal Fest shirt on because they had a Disney on Ice show right down the road from, and he was there.
Yes, I remember that.
So they jumped over.
Yeah,
but if he didn't have that shirt on, I don't know if I ever would have even talked to him. That's crazy to think about.
That's awesome. I remember that. Yeah.
I got a fun topic that I want to dive into.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Let's dive into venue merch cuts.
Oh, cool.
Oh, totally not divisive at all.
Because it's been a hot topic, obviously. Semi-controversial at times.
Definitely controversial.
What are venue merch cuts from your opinion? And, I think I've ever actually asked this. It's just one of those things that we always grew up accustomed to.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm especially interested to hear this coming from somebody who is a manager that has also been a promoter. Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing: when you're looking at the grand scheme of you're in a band. I'm gonna bounce back and forth with this. So just bear with me. You're in a band. Your merch bill. You're doing your first merch bill is $20,000. Say. You bring the merch in, you do the whole thing. You're traveling around with it, paying gas, paying somebody to sell it, do this whole thing, designing it, paying for designs, printing it, paying for shipping of it all. and then you got to walk into a venue that you've sold. The venue holds 1,000 people, and you sold 750 tickets. And this venue is going to, it has, you look at it, and people you're a smart person. You go, okay, cool. So this venue has probably 6 revenue streams coming out from it. And now they're going to take my money and take 20%, 15, 35 sometimes,
Right.
Who the fuck do you think you are? You're stealing from me. That's the way. And in a sense, yes, it's like, it's wrong. It's actually wrong, but it's a cost of doing business when you're looking at it too. So do I think our merch percentage should be there? I don't, it's like, it depends on the situation, depends on the band, depends on everything. If you're sitting here like you're an opening band on a tour where you know that the merch company, the band has a merch deal per se, you know what I mean? Cool. And they're a big enough band. Like, I'll use ICP, right? Yeah. Here's the thing. ICP, you have to have security because they have a line going down the whole block, blah, blah, blah. There's this, there's that. There's a bunch of different things you have to deal with it. You have the shipments come in. There's work with that.
Sure.
And they probably have a merch company that owns everything and does everything for them, and they already got paid.
Right.
Yeah. Hit them for 20%. Cool.
Right.
But when you're sitting there looking at bands and it's like, in that sense, why do that? Why take from people that, you're already taking a ticket price and jamming it up through the fucking roof with surcharges and everything like that. Don't get me wrong. There's costs of business. Okay, just give it back to the fan. Well, now you're fucking the fan over, and you're doing it like there's no easy way with this, and there's no like, well, okay, we're going to take merch fees away, and like Live Nation's like bands don't have to pay a merch fee on Live Nation rooms. Okay, where do you think that money goes into? You know what I mean?
Back to the
that ticket fee. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's other things that are like they're parking. There's ways they're making the money. You know what I mean? And like, don't get me wrong. I think everybody should be like, it's like you want to go to a show. You're lucky to have a venue within an hour radius to do it. You know what I mean? And you should respect the venue. You should always want to go to this and support it, because if you enjoy live music and you enjoy going to see your favorite bands, and you can fuck that venue, that place sucks. They take 20% of bands merchandise. Like, yeah, man, you've been to that venue 45 times. What are you doing? Just keep going. Buy anything. Don't take that the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like, I think I think it's just straight up a hot topic. Do I think merch cuts are good? I don't. I think it's, there's other ways of dealing with it. I think there's smarter ways of dealing with it too, where you can go into a venue and like, hey man, it's like, we're going to give you 50 cents a ticket, and that's going to merch cut. You know what I mean? Where cool. And have that negotiated beforehand.
Yeah, sure.
I'll use ITP again. Go, hey, there's going to be 2,300 people at the show. You know what I mean? The only way we're going to do a merch cut is if you take $1 a ticket, and that's it. That's what we're going to give you, and you can deduct that from our fee, whatever. It makes sense. There's ways of doing it, and I don't think anybody's exploring it so much. We take a merch cut at Metal Fest. You know what I mean? Right? We have to do it. And we have vending cells. We do this. It's like it's part of the game. You know what I mean? It's part of doing business. But
what about the side where people say, then why don't you give me a cut of the bar?
Correct. But when you sit there and look at it this way, do you want to pay the heating bill? Do you want to pay? Look at my expenses. Look at the expenses of running a venue. There's that too. I mean,
sure.
The Palladium itself is an expensive room to have, to keep warm, to keep keep cold, whatever. So there is situations like it costs money to run the goddamn thing. You know what I mean?
Right,
it's a cost of business. So that's what it comes down to. I mean, here's the thing. I think. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I think venue cuts. Are they a necessity? But if there's gonna be one, have it be at 10%. You know what I mean? If anything like that. I mean, I don't like them, but
do you think that there is a world where it makes so, like, for instance, and I think it's the only time that I can think of that it was offered to us this way. But we did Christmas Burns Red last December. August Burns Red, their festival thing they do every December.
He knows what Christmas Burns Red is, dude.
But there's people
Don't
listening
sell
who
him
might
short.
not.
Okay.
Kiss my ass, you dumb bitch.
Okay. I thought you were selling. I thought you were selling Lee Scott short.
No, he's got a band on it this year.
Okay, go ahead.
2 bands. Go ahead.
He's got 2 bands on it this year.
Go ahead. My bad. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I'm sorry. Okay, publicly, I'm sorry.
And maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't say this out loud because I don't know what worked out in your deal. But when the offer came in, the negotiations start going back and forth, and part of that negotiation ended up being a merch cut thing where I forget what the rate they originally said was, the merch
you can
cut.
Negotiate that, obviously.
And then it was like, well, what if we cap it at $500 or something like that? And we were like, sold, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Put that in writing right now, but is there a way where promoters and agents start putting a cap on it?
Yeah, you should. You should do. There should be.
I mean, I agree. I just don't know. I don't know from a logistical talent buyer promoter side what that would look like. Like, I don't know how that plays into things, but I do wonder if it becomes a situation where it gets less heat if there is in fact a cap on it that makes it more reasonable.
You know what your bottom line needs to be that night. So
I mean, I know of some, I'll call them quote unquote smaller bands that are, hot and buzzy, that are, they might be billed a 2 or 4 on a package, but they're selling a ton of merch. And sometimes their merch cut will end up being more than their guarantee for the show was.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's like, but here's the thing. I think people need to get more creative with it. It's also a different, there's venues out there straight up don't take it, don't want to deal with it. You know what I mean? And it's fair. I think that's a fair scenario, but I think it's also there's venues out there that listen. Like I said, we don't know what the taxes are in that state or that city for what it is to do a venue. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like, and you can sit there and go, "Oh, we're going to take a percentage. We should take a percentage of your bar or your coat check or your fucking concessions." But at the end of the day, it's like that's what keeps these clubs going, and a lot of it. But also at the same time, I think there's things like putting in deals like at sellout, no merch percentage, in different things like what you're saying too.
Yeah,
it's like
you get rewarded for selling tickets essentially.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
That's that's clever there.
There's also bands out there that won't play venues that have merch percentage.
Yeah,
is there a world where venues won't have bands that are outspoken of merch percentages?
I don't know. I mean, depend. Maybe. I mean,
I just wonder if is there certain bands that you said this, so we're not even going to look at it when you're not welcome here type of thing.
I don't know. I mean,
not for you. I'm just speaking figuratively.
Yeah. I don't think. Here's the thing. I think there's ways of doing this merch percentage game to make it fair for everyone. I don't like merch percentages. I never did. I don't think it's fair because I'm always pro band, but it's just like I had to take merch percentages from people and I had to do it. Right. It's my job.
The first time I ever met you, it was me and Josh James, and we were trying to haggle you for merch cut.
I mean, there's some times where I'm sitting there, people giving me, I'm like, that's too much money. Don't give me that. I can't take that. You know what I mean? And every time it's like, man, I saw 1,000 fucking shirts go out the door. You will have to give me more than $100. You know what I mean? This is not there's no. I'm not wasting my time counting people in, doing that. Guy.
You know what's cool, man? Scott Lee has always been that dude. If you just shoot Scott kind of straight, he's cool.
Make it believable.
Yeah, you don't have to give him the fucking numbers and count in and count out. Just shoot him kind of straight, and he's good.
Yeah, I got yelled at. Brent from Mastodon yelled at me one time, and I felt bad. And because I took a merch cut or something, or his merch guy left, and he wasn't, and he didn't tell anybody the merch cut or something like that. Yeah. And he yelled at me, screamed at me. He apologized later, but I was like, somebody asked me, rest in peace, recently passed away. But I was like, did you know him? I'm like, yeah, that dude screamed at me about a merch cut one time. It's like, I wasn't scared. I was just like, why is this guy yelling at me? But felt bad. But rest in peace. He was a great talent. Yeah,
absolutely. 100%. He was another scary one that we did
He
mayhem
was not
with him.
scary.
He does look scary.
Dude, you gotta stop looking underneath the bed. Calm
Josh,
down.
you are covered in tattoos too. What is your problem?
Maybe some people think I look scary. I don't, but maybe some people do. I don't know. I'm just telling you.
Was I ever scary to you? Did I ever intimidate you? Yes.
Yeah, probably that first night that we were trying to beat you up over a merch cut. But then after that, once no.
I have a question.
Scott Lee's the big giant teddy bear.
I have a question for you. So Motionless from White played the Mike Zimmer shit fest. What do you call it?
Many a times.
Yeah, and were you the one that had to push the pyrotechnic day or night, and the guy froze up, and you did it?
That was me.
Yeah, that's a great story.
That was me.
That is
awesome. That is a great story that I have forgotten about. But yes, that is me. I fired the pyro guy.
I don't know this story. I need to hear.
So South by So What, we brought in pyro for the very first time. We got rained out.
Okay.
So the following year, we got our pyro credit, and we were going to headline again. So we brought in the pyro. I was mixing monitors, stage left.
Yep.
Pyro guy was stage right. Okay. And you know, you play South by So What main stage, right? It's a it's a festival stage.
We headline. You did it with us, dipshit.
That was a different venue, but yeah, same shit.
Okay.
Same side, probably same side stage.
Baseball park?
Yeah. This was just the other baseball park. This one, the Ghost Inside one was at the,
It doesn't matter. Tell the story about the pyro.
So first pyro cue, he fucking misses.
Oh, God.
And it was like the main one with the fucking pow, 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 pow. So he hit that at the wrong fucking time. And I'm like, fuck. Chris had this way, like, he never had to say anything to me on stage. I just knew when he was pissed, you know?
Yep.
So here I go, from monitors, fucking haul ass around the back, get over there, fucking fire the pyro guy, and now I'm shooting pyro. Somebody looks at me and they need something changed in their wedges, because they were all on wedges at this time.
Yep.
Here I go. All right, I got to wait till there's a break in pyro, till I can haul ass back around to the other side of the stage, fix monitors, and then it was fucked up, man. But, and I remember me, Chris, and Kim just walking across the baseball field at the end of the show. Everything has been gone, and we're walking back, and I just felt so defeated, but accomplished at the same time. Like, holy fuck, I can't believe that this went the way that it went. But the show was fucking awesome. We had never used fire before, so it was like, this is insane.
I think I was sitting with Matt Anderson at that show.
Yeah, Matt was there.
Yeah.
Yep. That's crazy you were there. I forgot about that.
My first Motionless in White show, that they played Palladium downstairs. They were opening for somebody, I forgot who it was. But kids were spitting on them. And
that would have been oh man, I remember playing the upstairs room, and I remember this. It would have been Asking Alexandria, probably.
I think it was. And
that would have been Asking.
Balls jumped off the stage, and like I had to take him outside and give him.
He did that a number of times.
Yeah,
he did it one time in Florida. Our scrims back then were made out of fucking like iron pipes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And he took the leg, there was one leg on it that was, the weld thing got broke so you could unscrew it. And he took that pipe off the stage in Florida and inched straight into the pit. He was a wild one. Did we not? We should have brought that up on his episode. I forgot about that.
We didn't bring it up, but maybe we'll bring him back just to talk about that specifically.
It was crazy back in those days. The amount of we would always tour with For the Fallen Dreams and these For Today and dude, we would get in fights a lot.
Yeah, I remember I was like Chris and him, and I forgot the other guy's name, but I was like, you guys can't do that. Look at yourselves. You're gonna get shit on. You're punk rock. But and I was just trying to be kind to him, but you can't do that. You can't try. You gotta get me in trouble. You know what I mean?
And they didn't give it. Balls was one he didn't give a fuck. And if any of my guys were fighting, I'm fighting too. So
that's how it is.
and we toured with For the Fallen Dreams, and that was when Dylan was in the band, and they were just also nuts. So there was one.
Not riot. Andrew though, right?
No
way. Andrew was doing crazy shit.
Andrew wasn't in the band then.
Oh, okay. He had already left. Okay.
Yeah, he was gone.
Andrew has the best smile in the world.
He does.
And he's got that.
He does, and he can make Andrew can make anybody in the world laugh at any given time. It's crazy.
There was a show it was in Kansas or somewhere like that, and it was a full on brawl after the show.
You're telling me that people in Kansas started a fight with a bunch of goth emo dudes?
Well,
That's
it was
shocking.
us it was us in For the Fallen Dreams. I remember a trash can flying. It was wild.
Yeah. I could see that.
All right, on to better positive things. When did the concept of VIP come up? And you were a founder of SoundRink, right?
Yes.
And that was probably one of the early, if not the first VIP company for our world.
Yeah. So basically, here's the deal. Cody DeLong and myself. Cody DeLong was working.
Cody DeLong's still there.
Yeah. Me and him.
Are you still a part of it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that. I thought you got rid of it. Okay, cool.
No, God, no. I
talk to Cody regularly.
Yeah, he's the best. He's him and I, like, I would buy shows from him and blah blah blah. And I was like, yo, I think it was, I don't remember what band it was. I want to see IC Stars, but I don't think it was. I'm like, this dumb band. I don't think it was IC Stars, but I was like, this dumb band did their own VIP, and it was like shit, shock, fucked up. He's like, we need to do a ticketing company, bro. I'm like, all right.
Was the band Sleeping with Sirens? Because I remember there being a massive, like, they're the first band I remember putting together a VIP package and selling it, and there being this massive uproar about how it was fucking terrible. So I don't know if it was maybe them or not.
Might have been them.
Yeah.
Might have been. I don't remember what it was, but it was just, it was garbage. And I was like, calling him, and he's like, we should do a ticketing company. We should do this. I'm like, I'm down with it. What do you want to do? How do you want to do this? And I'm like, and he's like, let's do, we need to find somebody to do, the website and stuff. I'm like, oh, I know this dude, Jason Michaud. He was managing the Asley Dying at the time, and I was like,
he managed Texas for a little bit too.
Yeah. Yep. And then he came and worked with me, and we did bands together, him and Ian Marine, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, this dude's great. He's a good guy. He knows all about fucking computer and coding. And I'm like, it was, and like he's gonna be at the Palladium. Let's go sit down and talk about this. And so we were talking. And we put the whole thing together. We went to the Pizzeria Uno. I think Eric Powell was there too, just hanging out. And Pizzeria Uno, and we're doing this on a napkin. We're doing the whole thing. And we were like, okay, cool. Let's be partners. So we set up a whole business. It cost each of us $1,000. And yeah, it is. And then brought in Steve Reddy from Merch Now. I went up to drop off some passes one day to Merch Now. And I'm like, he's like, how's that VIP thing going? I'm like, cool, you want to be a partner? He's like, yeah, we should talk. And he came in, and we all became partners. And yeah, it's still awesome. Going to this day, the same people.
Yeah, it's got to be the lead, one of the leading ones now.
Yeah,
right?
we're top 3, I think.
Yeah, good, awesome.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what other ones are out there. I only know
AKT has one.
Now, to be fair, like I said, my old band was managed by Jason for a while, which is why I'm very familiar with SoundRink. But I didn't even know that there were other options. I just thought SoundRink was the one.
There are other options, but to be completely honest, I use SoundRink because they make it so fucking easy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because we the first tour we did with it was Attila, and it was and it killed it. We were like, whoa, we made a bunch of money. Okay, this works. And and then we just kept going and going. Cody's always been the flag, the brain with it, and worked it all out. And like, the lanyards, every band, we send bands, they have, it's like, 800 VIPs. So send them 1,600 lanyards.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, because they're going to hand them out to their friends and give them out to people, and they can just go everywhere. Yep. I'm like, it's cool. And it works. And I remember going to Lyman's house to kiss the ring to try to get bands on Warped Tour. And I was like, hey, man. And I loved his house. And he, he brought us over, and he's just the best. Kevin Lyman's the best fucking
Kevin's the best, man.
He needs to be in that round table thing, by the way.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah. And, we had him on here.
Oh, he's so fucking
intelligent.
He's great. Without him, there's definitely baby.
We don't, our world doesn't exist. Yeah. It doesn't. No. I told him that.
I've been in his house, and I'm like, hey, man, I would really like to get SoundRink involved with Warped Tour, even if we do it as a charity, something like this. Like, you're pushing it. Scott, you're always reinventing yourself. Gives me great advice, good compliments me, but he won't do SoundRink. And as I'm walking out the door, I see, he has key rings with all the keys on it, and I see fucking 3 SoundRink lanyards hanging from the side.
That's awesome.
Mother, come on, bro. But, he's great, but it's like, yeah, man, we push SoundRink, just networking. That's all it is, meeting people. And hey, I own a VIP ticketing company. Oh, Scotty's VIP ticketing company. Cool. That's my partner, Cody DeLong. He's great. He's going to take care of you.
And they do. I'm telling you. I don't know how frequently you get to hear it, but literally I email them what we want, and they do everything else. It's great.
And we try to, just please everybody, because we know what it's all about. We know how it works. Sometimes there's problems, obviously, with anything, but
well, that's part of it. That's just part of doing business, especially in our world.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like goes back to the whole thing, just meeting people and doing the right things and working with people. It's like it works. You know what I mean? Whether it's a hip hop group we're doing, whether it's metal, whether country, whatever, we hit it all with it, and and we just treat people the same amount of respect we want to be treated with. You know what I mean? And try to do good business. And you do good business, you last long in this. So
yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. It's cool when I keep hearing you say all these names that are. It's so cool because we've been hearing these names for so long, and it's like, man, we're just fortunate to be a part of a group of people that have been here for a while and have made it through. Because there's some that have come and gone, and it's fuck. I don't know. I don't know anything else, man. I don't know what I would do if I left the music industry. I tried. It just fucking failed,
I mean, you also hang out with this really cool boxer guy too. So
well, I do that too.
That helps.
Yeah. What's crazy is that it's
Yo, hold on a second. Did you go to Abu Dhabi with him?
Saudi Arabia.
With all those motherfuckers there, with all those killers.
Yeah.
That's so sick. That's the coolest thing ever in the world.
Yeah, it was a wild experience. It's so strange because a lot of people don't realize that I do that side too. And it's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting.
I imagine it's quite different from all the stuff we deal with in this world, for sure.
It is, but it's very. There's a lot of parts of it that are very similar too. Like a contract is a contract. You know what I'm saying? The numbers might be different, but it's all relative. Right. So it's cool though. It's cool. I get to experience a lot of really neat things. I'm very fortunate in that.
I'm going to come back to that real quick, but it's funny when you see we all have friends that have come from this world and went and do better things and do bigger things. And it's like, but they all came from metal, hardcore, punk rock. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And toured in a van. Slept on people's floors, did this, did that, and they take that knowledge of that DIY mentality or that bigger pro rock mentality. You know what I mean? And bring it to their world, and they're like, "Why don't you do it this way, this way, this way?" And you see all these. I'm like, that dude, whether they're actors, directors, anything in a big business type of thing. And it's just like, Daniel Roundtree, from, UFC guy, number 3 in the world in his weight class, used to sell merch. And
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Toured with, what's that band? Oh, my God. I always forget the band. Death metal band out of
I Vegas. Just think that we learn a sense of grind like no other.
Yeah.
We learn it doesn't matter how this show is going to happen, but no matter what it takes, we're going to make this happen.
Yeah. Well, there's also this, especially when you're first starting out in this world, is there's not a lot of money in it. People don't take you serious, you don't get a lot of support from a lot of places. So you learn to be really scrappy and you learn to make things stretch, and you learn how to work in not the best scenarios. So you can walk into a scenario where you might be, start working somewhere where they do have resources, and you're like, hey, you've got all these, we can stretch it so much further than you realize.
Yeah, exactly.
You learn a whole set of skills just out of necessity of needing to survive on next to nothing, that when you go into any other scenario that you can make all that work so much more efficiently and easier,
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. But back to Roy Jones Jr. So you're in Saudi Arabia with all these killers, and you got to hang in that's so cool. That's the greatest thing in the world to me. I think
it's
that oil money is great.
It's neat. I've gotten to meet a lot of really cool people and build some relationships with some really cool people, and it's awesome. It's different though when you watch people that personally fight.
Mm-hmm.
You have an emotional attachment, even if they're a killer. You're just scared the whole time. Please do not just take that one shot that shuts your lights out, because they might wake up completely different after that.
Especially boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm a big UFC guy. I love MMA.
I love it too.
I love grappling, watching grappling tournaments and stuff like that. And the Craig Jones thing this weekend was fun. It's just but you get in like the fighters, I'm like, man, please, Derek Lewis, don't get knocked out. Oh no, your balls aren't hot anymore. No, it's bad. You know,
I love him.
Oh, he's the fucking best. He's like
the funniest shit ever, man.
Ever. You know the story.
I don't think Chris is into fighting too much, but Derek Lewis is the type of dude. He'll take his pants off after he fights.
Yeah.
And he'll say, Why'd you take your pants off? He's because my balls were hot.
Yeah, who can argue with that? Who can argue with that?
Shit is hilarious, man.
Oh, dude, it's so good. Like, I just think like that whole world of like fighters. Like, here's the thing, man. They're Olympic fucking athletes. They're trained like, you know, it's like
totally.
And what they do every week or whatever, and like how they fight, and just like they're all fucking characters. You know, there's the Conor McGregors and all that stuff, but there's these other fighters and just fucking awesome. And it's such a great thing. It's a great thing to watch, you know.
There's a couple of them that are a little bit of shithead, but the majority of them are all cool. It's the same, man. They're just talent. Honestly, they're fighters, but they're just like band guys. There's cool ones and there's shitheads. You know, it's part of it.
They got to sell tickets. That's what they're thinking. They're hyping fights up. You know what I mean?
Right. Let's wrap them up and go to the lightning round, Chris, and then we'll be done.
Let's do lightning round.
Yeah, cool. So we call this our day sheet, like you said, it's just a lightning round. I'm going to hit you with some questions. Just hit me with the first thing that comes to mind.
My wedding, I had a day sheet for my wedding that everybody got.
Hell yeah.
That's so sick.
And and everybody got some Silkscreen poster too.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah, that's
incredible.
That's awesome.
Okay. What's a band you knew was going to blow up the second they hit the stage?
What you mean, like size-wise, after seeing them play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like who'd you know?
Like their career was going to take off. As soon as you heard them play the first time, you're like, okay, this band's going to take off.
I knew Despised Icon was going to be a big band when the first time I watched them play. First time I saw them with Sugar. First time I saw them with Sugar, man. I knew that was going to be a real thing. So, real quick story about Meshuggah. I did their second show in America. I got a phone call. I had a Cannibal Corpse show, and the agent at the time called me and said, "Hey, I got to out this band, Meshuggah. Have you heard of them?" And I'm like, "No, what are you talking about? I was like playing the game. I know exactly what fucking Meshuggah is. I know exactly what it is." And I'm like, "Destroy Rates Approved. That's the record they were on at the time. Blah blah blah." I'm like, hold on a second. Let me see what's up. I got to figure out when we can end and everything. And I'm like, fuck, this is so cool. I take them back and take them off home. I'm like, how much you need? He goes, listen, I need like $300. So I'm like, all right, fine, I'll do it. So yeah, I did with Sugar. I think it was $500. Excuse me.
They were baby band then.
Yeah, it was so small, but it was so good.
That's wild.
So good. I did this venue in Springfield called the Infinity, and we used to do like we did like there were shows where we did Godsmack and Shadows Fall and together, and Stain used to sell it out. Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, I had worked to a local stage which was Godsmack, Shadows Fall, Converge, Dropkick Murphys, and Stain.
Whoa, that is crazy.
I think that was it. I might be wrong, but
that's insane.
Yeah, Stain stories are great. I did a show at the Civic Center, Springfield Civic Center with Stain. Me and John Peterson together.
That's amazing.
Great guys, awesome people. This is an incredible person. Mishak's great. All of them guys. Johnny's great. Great people. Sal, the drummer, fucking great guy.
Their original drummer just recently passed too.
Yes. He was a great guy.
Yep. It's a lot of people passed in this conversation.
Rough time for music for sure.
A lot of people passed in this conversation.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Go ahead. Keep next question.
Load in or load out? What's more chaotic?
Load out.
Okay. Best green room snack you've ever been asked for on someone's rider?
I don't know if I'm like, should I come back to that for a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Okay. Good. Correct answer.
Good.
First CD or cassette you ever bought with your own money?
Whitney Houston.
No. It was a Kiss 8-track.
Yes.
Dang. Yeah.
Wow,
8-track.
Nice. My sisters gave me their old stereo, and it was an 8-track with a record player. And I remember going into Bradley's and going and buying the Kiss, it was Gene Simmons 8-track, and it had a picture of him on it. That was my first thing. And then my friends would give me mixed tapes that they made because they were rich kids. I used to live in Westport, Connecticut, and this kid Adrian used to make me tapes and leave me little notes on the end of the tape. It was really funny. But I got AC/DC and listened to all that shit back then. But yeah, that was my first 8-track. I'm old as shit. Go ahead.
First concert you ever attended?
Tony Bennett.
Wow.
Sick. Hell yeah.
That's cool.
Tony Bennett.
Hell yeah. Dogs or cats?
Both. You can't choose. You can't choose. You got to have both.
All right. I accept that. What's the most overplayed walkout song that bands play at the end of their set?
Fuck, I don't know. I don't want to listen to it.
He's out of there.
I'm gone. Oh, Frank Sinatra. That
Yep.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
I met
Yep.
Frank Sinatra too. That guy's cool. He was dead now.
Who the fuck haven't you met? That's crazy
Bro,
that you
he's
met
been
Frank
doing
Sinatra.
shows at fucking the Palladium. Every
yeah.
band in
Well, no,
existence has played there.
when I was younger, I used to take. We had there's a shed, Tanglewood in Pittsfield, Mass, and Don Law would book it, and they'd have different. We would do like they had the orchestra one Saturday, then they'd have like Frank Sinatra, they'd have Tony Bennett, they have like all these like indie like type of like acoustic people, blah blah blah. It was great. So we get called up, be like, hey, we need to switch this over, and it's 4-hour minimum. And I took 5 of my friends, and we went up. So we're sitting and hanging out, and Sinatra's coming. Like he went off to his encore, and it was like one state and one door here, and then there was some space, and then it went off to loading dock, and we were all hanging on loading dock. And he came all the way out and he shook everybody's hands. That was working. It was awesome.
Alan Jackson. I did an Alan Jackson show once, and he did the exact same thing. Shook every single stagehand's hand.
That's sick. I respect that.
It's part of it. It's awesome. People should do that more often.
Absolutely.
Queen Latifah did that too. She was great.
Who was that?
Queen Latifah.
Oh, that's awesome. That
is cool.
All right, I got one more rapid fire, and then Josh has a final question for you. Favorite season?
Football, motherfucker.
Ball.
Yeah. Acceptable. I like that answer.
Back to the snack.
Yes.
Sardines.
Ugh.
Who the hell puts sardines on their rider?
You got Scandinavian motherfuckers. I don't know.
Okay.
Wait, Jay, eat that shit plain.
Okay.
All right. If you got a call with 19-year-old Scott Lee right now, 5 minutes, what would the message be?
Stay in the path. You're gonna be fine. I'll work out.
Hell yeah.
That's basically it's that would be it. Just stay in the path.
When was the last time you cut your beard?
Oh, I trim it all the time. I started growing it when I went on tour in Australia with the Casey String on Parkway Drive. That was a great time. The greatest thing, top fucking 5 things I ever did going on tour with Casey String and with Parkway. It was Concussion, Casey String, Day to Remember, and Suicide Silence, and then Parkway Drive.
Holy shit!
Wow,
what
huge.
A tour!
Yeah,
great story. Real quick, we're sitting there. Yeah, we got off the plane from New Zealand. We went and played a bunch of shows in New Zealand with a Day to Remember. And then we get there, and our driver picks us up, and he's like, "Oh, you guys want to see the place you're playing? We're playing River Stage." And I look at him, I'm like, "The fuck is this?" And I'm like, "How many people are coming?" I didn't know ticket counts then. I didn't know we didn't have ticket counts. I'm like, "How many motherfuckers are coming here?" And he's like, "Oh, mate, there's about 4,500 pre-sale. Probably going to get about another 1,000." Yeah, I'm like, I look at this, and I'm like, you're playing in front of 2,000 people. I don't know what the fuck we're doing. Band sold I think we sold like $20,000 in merch that day. Blah, blah. Yeah. It was awesome. That was the greatest tour ever. And it was really funny because people, I was skinnier, and people thought I was Vincent.
I can see that for sure. I can see that for sure.
He would get mad at me. And I was videotaping and doing everything, every show. And he pulled me on stage. He's like, "This is Scott Lee. He's our manager. I'm Vincent Bennett." And because I would go sell merch after the show, and people are like, "Oh, make that show." And I'm like, "You know how to tip?" And I'm like, put a tip down. I'm like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Put change in that motherfucker." So it was good. It was a good time.
Incredible.
Greatest time. Scott, Parkway Drive. Great band. Great people.
Dude, the great band, the best dudes. Seriously, literally some of the best dudes on the planet.
I don't know.
Well, you're missing out. Scott, thank you so much for doing this, man. This ruled. Thank you for giving us a little bit of your time.
We should do this again. We should.
Absolutely.
I want to be part of that round table, though.
When we do the round table, you're in.
You will be a part of it for sure.
Right on. Take care, man.
Lee Scott, love you, man.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Hey everyone, Chris here, and I just wanted to take a second to say thanks for watching today's episode. You can check out more episodes of Late for Load-In on the right side of your screen and find any applicable links to this episode in the description down below. There you'll also find a link to our Patreon, which is the most direct way to support the show, and it's only $1 a month. Please consider giving this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to follow us on all social platforms, at Late for Load-In, at Chris_TGI, at Josh Carell. See you guys next week.